can pull stuff out if we mess up. Or...
No.
No. Okay.
It's more like a talk show.
Okay.
Than it is an interview. So.
She's not going to pin you down. With
like if you curse, he'll beep you out.
Okay.
But
I won't curse.
Or talk about body parts we shouldn't be.
I promise I won't do that.
In the context of a medical doctor.
And we can talk about a donut race we've done together in the past, but let's not call it by name.
Okay.
Okay?
And can we call Joanne for comments for the rebuttal part? Nutrition rule.
Oh. Remind me, I'll tell you a story about the health department. They came in and they sponsored the beer mile. So my good friend Jennifer Harris was in charge of promotions there, and I asked her to sponsor the donut dash 2 years ago, the whatever it was called, the other donut race. And she laughed at me. She goes, I can't do that. We're the health department. So she said, if only you had a race for bananas.
Oh, funny.
I'll tell you what I did when we get started. Okay. What is your official title?
Director of Strategic Alliance.
Ooh, that's a good one. I like that.
Thank you. Nobody can ever remember it,
yeah,
but that's okay.
Okay.
All right, I didn't know we were recording. I would have put lipstick on.
Do you want to?
It's out in the car. It's all good.
Do you want to take some off my?
No, it's all good.
I mean, I wouldn't let you use my thing, but
I'm
I
good.
could, like, put it.
Okay, stand
You're
by.
fine. We don't see that.
All right,
close
1,
up.
2. Okay. Yeah. Wait a minute. There you go.
Test 1, 2.
Oh yeah. You're good.
Test 1, 2.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and let's see. Anything that I touch will start this. So. The views expressed in the following program do not necessarily reflect those of WPSL. However, we do encourage you to like and share them on social media and with all your friends and neighbors because it's about the events of the Treasure Coast. It's the Sue Ellen Sanders Show with Sue Ellen Sanders.
Welcome to the show. And of course, it's way more than events, Cliff. It's events and issues and other things of importance to the Treasure Coast, or that we might think are important, very much gearing on nonprofit organizations and a lot of their activities and events. So if you're interested in being on the Sue Ellen Sanders Show, just shoot me an email here at the radio station. Send it to Carol at WPSL.com, and she can send it on to me. Anyhow, we have this great show today that I'm excited to bring to you because it's something that's really close to my heart, and it's something that I'm personally involved with. With me today is Linda Fitzpatrick, and she is Director of Strategic Alliance at Kaiser University, the Port St. Lucie branch.
You got it. Thank you for having me today, Sue Ellen.
Oh, well, and this is great because the last time I had you on the show, we were talking about some Kaiser information. I think there was an open house coming up, and we did it by Zoom.
That is correct.
And
I'm glad those Zoom days are gone.
I am, because I'm just so much of a personal contact type of person, which, I know we did it to be safe. And, now, I don't hug as much. I don't shake hands as much. I've been vaccinated and boosted, and I'm ready for anything. But yeah, I still, I'm still not going to go to a really big concert, for example, where there's a lot of people, but I feel secure at an outdoor activity that you can pick your own space. And that's exactly what I'm talking about when I talk about a run, because the Donut Dash 2-miler is coming to Port St. Lucie at Kaiser's campus, the Port St. Lucie campus, which is right a smidgen outside Tradition, right?
That is correct. We're actually in Tradition, just behind the hospital. You can see us from 95, in between the Gatlin exit and the Becker Road exit.
So if you're getting off at Tradition and you take the exit and turn on what's
Village Parkway.
Village Parkway, which
That's
is
correct.
where we're going to be running the race, actually.
Right.
And so instead of going right to Target and those stores, you would go left to the hospital and now Fleet Feet Port St. Lucie.
Yes, which is a sponsor of our awesome race coming up.
They are, and they opened their new location just a month ago, not even a month ago, just in time for us to, our course is going to run right by their store.
And I'll tell you, I was in there last week because it was time for me to replace my shoes. And I got fitted for a new pair of shoes so that I am all ready for this donut.
You're ready,
I
ready,
am ready
for the
donut
race.
dash.
Yeah. Now we'll talk a little bit more about what is a donut dash and how you can register for it in a minute. But just to let you know that the course begins and ends in the Kaiser parking lot. But you don't just run around the parking lot. You come back out to Village and then go south and then back again, and you have a turnaround that, in addition to having water, because it's Florida, so of course we're going to have some water, we will have donuts at the turnaround.
I don't think I've heard of another race that gives you sugar in the middle of the run.
Well, and it sure gets you going. But a lot of people have said to me, you know, Sue Ellen, I don't want to eat my donuts in the middle of the race. And I understand that, even though it's only 2 donuts. I mean, I could eat 2 donuts in the middle of a race. It wouldn't be a problem for me. But that's another story, I'm sure. But the way that we'll do it is, if you don't want to eat your donuts, if you do, you get 20 seconds off your time per donut that you eat. Or you can get a wristband when you register, when you do your packet pickup, and that will entitle you to a bag of 2 to-go donuts at the end of the race.
And tell them where your donuts are coming from.
Oh, yeah. The donuts are Dixie Cream donuts.
Not just any regular donut. Dixie Creams.
They're yummy and sticky and sweet. So, I mean, Linda and I, this isn't something entirely new for us. It is unique, yes. And my husband and I got the idea for doing a donut event run. We were sitting in a brewery in Washington, D.C. with my daughter, and I was wearing my Sailfish Beer Mile T-shirt, and some guy, you know, people in breweries are very friendly, and some guy sat down next to us and said, "Hey, that's great. So you drink beer and run?" And I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, I've run a race where you eat donuts and run." And he was telling me about, I think it's UNC. It's one of the Carolina schools, college towns, that has a big donut race, but it's like a 5K race, so it's longer, and you have to eat a dozen donuts during the race.
Stomachache
a
thinking
dozen
about it.
donuts. Now, I had to modify this because this is a family affair. We do not want a bunch of retching college students coming out.
But we do want our Kaiser students coming out.
We do want our Kaiser students, but 2 donuts is manageable.
That is correct.
But again, we give you the out. If you don't want to eat the donuts, you don't have to eat the donuts, and you can just do the 2-mile timed race and then come back and eat your donuts later.
Yes,
So.
and we're doing it the Saturday before Father's Day, so we have a special little thing for any father that comes out and participates in the race.
We do, and I'll give you a hint. It has donuts on it. Not real donuts, donut print. And you might notice, if you're watching this show on demand, that right behind me here I have like this cute little donut sandwich board costume. It looks like it's a chair pad, but it's really not. And if you go to Kaiser over the next week or so, you will see it And if you go to some other special events, you'll see people walking around. Not people, one person, because I have one donut costume. How many donut costumes do you need?
That is
a
true.
trick
It's
question?
one of a kind.
It is.
And we are, to your point, we are having an open house at Kaiser on June 10th from 10 to 2, and I'm sure there will be a donut walking around campus.
Yes,
that day.
there would be. So that's great. So let's segue just a little bit and talk about, Kaiser. I know you are not the official spokesperson for the programs and such, but if people don't know, there is a Port St. Lucie campus of Kaiser University. We described where it's located, and there's programs that you offer that are special to Port St. Lucie, and then they are also smaller class sizes, very often more
hands-on,
and you have the equipment. I know that there are a lot of nurses and dietitians that go through your program
yes,
as well.
That is correct. We have over 100 different programs at our campus, at the St. Lucie campus, but we do have 21 other campuses across the state of Florida. So each campus offers different programs based on the community needs. We are very much about fulfilling and help fulfill the workforce for St. Lucie County, Treasure Coast, Martin County. So we do.
That makes sense.
Yes. So we like to make sure we are implementing programs that will feed the workforce. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, we do have quite a few different medical programs, nursing tracks, radiologic technology tracks, medical assisting. So a lot of medical, but in addition to that, we have business classes and marketing classes and accounting classes and IT classes. So there's a lot to offer there at our Port St. Lucie campus. And to learn more about the programs, you can come by next Saturday, the 10th, June 10th, from 10 to 2 will be our open house. And there'll be professors on campus to answer any questions, or you can take a tour of the campus, what have you. There'll be a lot of people around.
That's awesome. I'm sure you're going to have a lot of people there along with the donut.
Yes.
Walking
yes.
around. So the thing about Kaiser too is that as an organization, you give back to the community, but as Linda Fitzpatrick, you also give back to the community as well.
I do.
And you just finished the chairmanship of Pace Center for Girls, which is an alternative school for girls 12 to 18.
And that is correct. And the executive director of Pace Center for Girls, who is new to Pace Center, as I think Megan's been there 3 years, Megan Johnson.
Yep,
she
3 years.
It's been 3 years, right? She and I went through leadership St. Lucie County together.
So she pulled you in.
That's what happens with
Yeah.
leader, which I loved. Give leadership a plug. Leadership
Yes.
St. Lucie is awesome.
Yeah.
And we met, and then she was offered the position as the executive director of Pace. And over the years, I've been with Kaiser 14 years, and over my 14 years with Kaiser, I've had the opportunity to go and speak with these girls at Pace and learn about the girls at Pace. And it's, one of these organizations that you want to see succeed because they're helping so many young women in this community graduate from high school that might not have if Pace wasn't around. And last Friday was the Pace graduation, and I went and witnessed 10 young ladies. Not all of them could make the ceremony, but 10 young ladies graduated from Pace Center for Girls, and I was in tears. It was very emotional. Their stories, their gratitude for the opportunity and changing their lives around. So I'm super excited to partner with Pace for our Donut Dash so that the proceeds will not only benefit students at Kaiser University, but they will benefit Pace Center for Girls.
And, of course, when you talk about students at Kaiser, you're talking about student scholarships. So
That is correct, yes.
Lending students who need a hand.
Correct. So for those of you who don't know, Kaiser University is a not-for-profit institution. So we do many different community events and raise monies for the students at Kaiser University, and we put them into we call them the Kaiser Care Scholarship Fund, which will fund students at our campus only, the Port St. Lucie campus. So it stays right here in this community. The monies we raise stay right here in our community and help students finish their education.
What are some of the other events that you've had over the past few years? You had the beanbag toss.
We did the cornhole tournament.
Yes, cornhole.
So back to what we talked about in the beginning, when everything was Zoom or you couldn't go do events and you wanted to be outside, we
Right.
were trying to find a way to bring people together safely, raise a little money, and we thought, let's go outside the box and have a cornhole tournament. So it was so much fun. We've done a couple of those and brought the community together. And I didn't realize at the time, but there's a league. There's a lot of cornhole tournaments.
Cornhole
Yes,
league.
there's a
Wow,
cornhole
I'm
league.
impressed.
And
It's the new bowling.
Yes, a lot of money to be had, and so it was great. It was a lot of fun. So we've done a few of those, and then what we've kind of gotten to be known for in our events is our car shows. We do
Yes.
several a year. We do, it's ours that Kaiser sponsors completely, is called the Wheels and Motors.
And I know my friend Dave Morgan always brings his car
He
over.
does.
He won one year, didn't he?
I think our very
Yeah,
first
yeah.
year, Dave won and has participated since. And that's always a big show because it can be a motorcycle, it can be a car, it can be a golf cart, it can be a boat. Anything that comes on wheels can be entered, and it's an open show. So that one's a lot of fun. And then in the spring, we team up with the Stewart Corvette Club, and we do a Corvette car show, Corvettes only.
That's cool. So there's a lot of different events that Kaiser does. And, you know, I asked Linda to partner with me with my hat on as running Charities of the Treasure Coast, because we wanted to do a special event to benefit both Kaiser and Pace Center for Girls, because I'm a fairly newbie on the board of directors for Pace Center. But similar to Linda's story with Pace, I have been involved with Pace over the years and seen the work that these girls put in and the support that they get. That, you know, these are girls who, they're really smart, but they're not doing well in school, and it may be because of a particular incident in their life, or what's going on at home, or, you know, maybe they're getting teased at school for something. Maybe they choose to have purple hair or a nose ring or a tattoo or anything that makes them different. And we know different, especially when it comes to girls, doesn't always fly. Especially in middle school.
Yes, it's a tough time,
Yeah.
but you know, it's a great program. Some of these students potentially would have dropped out and not finished, and the goal is to have them graduate from with a diploma from their high school. So last week when I was there was a young lady that had graduated with a degree from Fort Pierce Central and one from Westwood, and so they are St. Lucie County Public Schools students that are coming to Pace. And when I first joined the Pace board 3 years ago, I had my Pace board meeting shirt on my campus. I was walking through the halls, and I was stopped by a Kaiser nursing student who I will not divulge her name, but she stopped me and asked me what I knew about Pace. So I turned the question around and asked her what she knew about Pace. And ironically, she was a Pace graduate.
She was.
And came to my office and told me about Pace and how Pace saved her life.
Yep.
And it stuck with me. And I just thought, just helping this one student who was in trouble in high school and wanted to quit school and found Pace, went to Pace, and she got in trouble at Pace her first month or so. And when she was in the executive director's office, her story goes that she saw several degrees behind her head, the executive director's head, on the wall. And it was at that moment she said, I want to be like you.
I want a degree on my wall.
I want a degree on my wall.
Yeah.
And so she straightened up. She said she used to get in fights, and she started putting her studies first. And when she came to Kaiser, she had already had a bachelor's degree. She was working on her second bachelor's degree. She graduated with us with a bachelor's in nursing, BSN degree.
That's awesome.
And she is currently working in our local Cleveland clinic, one of the hospitals. I won't divulge that either, but she is doing phenomenal, and I still run into her regularly, and it just, I think about her all the time, how it started with PACE.
It's funny because I had a booth at the local Pride Fest that came back to the Treasure Coast about 3 weeks ago, a month ago, and we did it through Florida Public Relations Association, but also about the Donut Dash. And so I had information from all the different members there, and of course Dana Anding, who is the PACE Community Engagement Coordinator, had given me material for PACE. And somebody came by the booth, a woman who had to be probably in her early 30s, and she had her kids with her, and she said proudly, and I was talking to her about what PACE is. She goes, "Oh, I know all about PACE. I'm a PACE girl."
That's awesome.
And she didn't go through the program here in St. Lucie County, but in another county. And she's married, she's got kids, she's got a great job, she's really succeeding, and she credits it all to PACE. So we did our little bit for PACE, but not only is it making a difference for the girls, it's making a difference for the community, because the community has one more nurse, or they have one more whatever this other woman I saw at Pride Fest is doing, and a mom and a family. It's changed not just their lives, but it's changed the community as well.
Correct. And to your point, we get some of the funding because PACE is a nonprofit, so we do receive some funding from the Juvenile Justice Department, because they realize how important it is. Some of these girls could end up in detention centers, and cost
and then they pay a lot
money.
more.
That's right.
Yeah.
So we do receive funding from that department, and anybody out there that's listening that would like to learn more about PACE, we would love to share PACE and all the good they do for with this area.
And it is true that the Juvenile Justice Department does give some funding, but PACE Center for Girls is definitely one of the smaller nonprofits when it comes to being able to fundraise locally. And because of that, they've way outgrown the building that they're in, and they have a waiting list of girls to come into the program.
Which every girl on the wait list is too many. So we can only hold 56 at our current facility. And yes, that's one of our goals as our board. As you know, Sue Ellen, we're looking for space so that we can expand and serve more girls in this area. So if anybody has some space out there that could house the school for PACE Center,
that would make a big difference.
It would make a huge difference.
So anyhow, back to the Donut Dash.
Yes,
Let's
June
talk
18th.
about the Donut Dash. So it's a 2-mile timed run. You can register at Run Sign Up. You can also find us on Facebook for Donut Dash 2-miler. And the early registration is already up, but people can register. It's very reasonably priced for the $40 for the, I only remember the pre-registration price. I didn't remember the regular price. So $40 includes your donuts, includes your goodie bag.
And a really cool T-shirt.
And a really cool T-shirt, which we're only ordering 250 of them. So the first 250 people get the T-shirt. And we may order others but we're still going to cut that race off at $350,
right? Because
we don't want it to be too crowded a situation. And we got to pre-order things like the donuts. We have really cool finisher medals for everything. There is a kids rate, but it's for age 13 and under, and that's only $25. And then there's also going to be a little Munchkin Run. It's a fun run that we're going to do for kids 7 and under. So the littles can compete. It's going to be just about 50 yards, and we'll do it about 10 minutes before the race starts. You do not have to pre-register for that. As a matter of fact, it's free to any family that's coming out and doing the race.
Which is really why I love this event, Sue Ellen, because it is geared towards families. It's not the longer race. It's the 2-mile geared towards family, kids of all ages, and it's a fun evening. You know, it's a Saturday, 7 o'clock at night, and it'll make it a fun evening.
And Linda and I did pair up and do another donut event a few years ago, as a matter of fact, on the very cusp of the pandemic.
I think we were the last event.
We were the last event on the Treasure Coast. And we did it as safely as we could because the restrictions had been coming down that week, and beginning actually that the following weekend it started
shutting
everything down, and because it happened so quickly too. It wasn't a gradual thing. It wasn't.
And at that time, we were thinking, what do they mean, right? We're shutting down. And 2 years later, we've come out of it.
And it you know, of course, we all thought that we were going to go home for 3 weeks and huddle at home and then come out, kind of like, you know, in The Wizard of Oz, is the witch dead? Peek out from under the rocks.
Thinking back at that time, you're so right. I was thinking it would be a few weeks.
Yeah.
But to think it was a few years.
It was
challenging.
Yeah. So we do have some experience doing a donut event, the two of us. And we figured out what works and what doesn't work and what we can make better. But I don't know if you know this story. I think I just told you the story about the young man who won the last donut race that we did. He came down from Melbourne to run the race, and you know, he had told me, he'd caught me ahead at time and said that he came down from Melbourne. I said thanks very much. And sometimes people travel from maybe Palm Beach or, you know, Melbourne, but it's a little bit more unusual for a specialty run like a 2-miler. A lot of people won't travel for anything that's not, you know, one of the marathon distance or half marathons. But anyhow, so he told me, he shared that he had come down from Melbourne, and then he told me after the race he won, and I congratulated him and announced his time, and he came over to me and said, you know, I would have been much faster except for I was training with Publix donuts, not with Dixie Cream donuts. And Publix donuts are cakier, so they were easier to eat while I was running.
Oh my goodness, that's hysterical.
And at first, there was like a beat because I thought he was pulling my leg. I thought he was joking for sure. And then I realized that he was completely serious about it. And so I smile, I laugh out loud, not at him, with him,
right,
thinking that of his training runs, that he must have set donuts out on a plate and gone out and run and then eaten his donuts.
I hope he did that. Around. Can you imagine if he had them in his pocket or something? Hopefully he had them out on a plate.
Or maybe, you know, his wife or his girlfriend.
We're at the turnaround?
Yeah, we're at the turnaround with his donuts. Or his significant other.
Right.
It just really boggled my mind. And then the same young man came out for the Sailfish Beer Mile this past year, which we've been doing the Sailfish Beer Mile running charities of the Treasure Coast for, this will be the 6th event coming up. And he came out and he said, hey, remember me? And
I wonder if he trained for that one, too.
He did. He trained for it with beer. So not everybody, okay, so the caveat here, you do not need to train for this with donuts. You could just throw all caution to the wind and come out and have a good time, because it is a family event. If you have little kids and they're not registered for the main run, you can push them in strollers or carry them on your neck. You just can't have them stand up at the front of the field that's racing.
Yes, I remember
You're
I'm
laughing,
laughing
yeah.
because last time we did have some strollers. We also had some dogs. We let them
Yes.
stay at the back of the pack.
Yes, yep.
Because we do want it a family community event. So
Yeah.
we do not turn them away, but we
Yeah.
don't want them run over either.
Right. So if you have a stroller or you're pulling a wagon, or because I
Right.
think somebody had one of the little wagons that they were pulling, you could bring any of those, or you bring a dog. It's got to be on the leash.
On the leash.
Yes.
And we are very safety conscious. We will have police officers there
Yes.
blocking the traffic, so you will not need to worry about your little one or your pet, your four-legged one.
Yeah.
It will be controlled and stop traffic.
It's going to be so much fun. I'm really looking forward to it. So, in addition to having the finisher medal, the donut, and you also get the T-shirt, you'll also be eligible for age group awards in your typical 5-year age groups. So that's a lot of awards. And the prize for that, instead of just doing another medal, because you're getting a finisher medal anyhow, I ordered these really cool glass water bottles that are a teal color with gold imprint on them that say Donut Dash.
Yes,
So,
they're great.
yeah, so they're really a prize to be treasured. And the age group's five deep, which is like starting at age 15 to 20, 21 to 20 to 24, right, 15 to 19, 20 to 24, and so on, all the way up to age 75, and then we'll have a 75 plus.
And we're able to provide these really cool T-shirts and water bottles due to our sponsorship. So I just want to give a little shout out to Loudon Pools for jumping
That's
on board.
awesome.
They were
Yes.
they were one of our first ones to jump on board. So
And I hope I don't mispronounce this. Pelagic Mortgage, it's Jeff Register's mortgage company. He has come in as a sponsor.
and Fleet Feet as
and
well.
Fleet Feet. And even though they're not a money sponsor, as an in-kind sponsor, Orange Theory Fitness is going to come out and they're going to do a little stretching exercise before the race for everybody. And they're also putting free class passes in the goodie bag. There'll be a lot of really cool things in that goodie bag too. It's going to be and coupons, because I know Fleet Feet is putting a special coupon
Excellent.
in there too.
I'm sure Orange Theory is thinking, why are we doing donuts with our race?
I know, it's the same thing. So before the show started, I was talking to you about a friend of mine when we did the last donut event with the health department, and she had sponsored the beer mile with Healthy St. Lucie, and I said, would they like to come in as a sponsor for the donut dash, the donut event? And she said, we just cannot do that because eating donuts, we just can't advertise eating donuts. We're healthy St. Lucie. So she said, now if it was bananas. So I just thought it was funny, and I went home that day and did a little fake race flyer for her, that because our byline has always been, have you ever dreamed of a race with a donut stop? So the byline, I made a fake one that was all yellow with bananas on it instead of donuts. And it said, have you ever dreamt of a race with bananas? And then the line underneath it was, I didn't think so.
I hope she had the same sense of humor.
Oh,
that you
she did. She was
That's
like, she says she still has the flyer pinned up on her bulletin board at work.
Although those bananas are great for potassium during a race, so there is.
And you know what? We will have some bananas available after the race for your potassium, because you're running in the heat. And then we're going to have water, and we'll have some other products too, energy-ish products. You don't want to drink an energy drink at 7 o'clock at night.
Right.
And the whole event starts at 7, but you'll be able to pick up your packet the day before at Kaiser, and then we'll also have some packet pickup at Fleet Feet, the Port St. Lucie location that morning. So hopefully you won't have to pick up your packet there, but come a little bit early anyhow, even if you've already picked up your packet. There will be race day registration, but it will be limited. Like I said, we're going to cut it off at 350. And you'll also, if you've got little kids, you're going to want to sign them up for the little Munchkin Run. We're not going to give them the Munchkins halfway through the race. A, it's a really short little race.
Right.
And B, we're not messing around with little kids eating while they're running.
Probably not a good combination.
No, but they will get the little Munchkins after the race.
And we'd love for you to come by and get your packet the day before at Kaiser. That address at Kaiser University is 9400 Southwest Discovery Way, which basically, you run right into, we dead in there at 95. You can see us from 95. It's where that big clock tower is. And you pass Fleet Feet on your way to Kaiser University.
So you remember Discovery Way, like Discover Kaiser.
That's it.
So you turn in there, pick up the packet there. You'll also be able to register when you, for somebody else, if you know somebody else that is going to be wanting to go, because it's funny, because anyone who's a race director knows that you stress for a month before the race because everybody waits to the last week or two. But if you the way that we have it set up with us signing the t-shirts, if you wait too long, either A, you may not get a t-shirt at all, or B, you won't get the size that you want.
And I saw the t-shirts. They are really cute. I can't wait to get mine.
Thank you. Yeah, we're here at Running Charities. We're a big fan of pretty t-shirts. And you know what? The guys are wearing them too. But just so you know that so far, the registrations are coming in at about 65% women, 35% male.
Interesting.
So
I was wearing mine a few weeks ago on my walk in downtown Stuart on an early Saturday morning, and I was stopped by a husband and wife with their little one in a stroller, and they asked us if we were doing it again because they loved the donut race. And they said that t-shirt was one of their favorite t-shirts.
Oh, I'm glad to hear. I like to think it was like Lily Pulitzer meets running t-shirt. It looks
very much like a Lily Pulitzer running t-shirt. And what's the website in case they want to register?
You have it? Run Sign Up. And the best thing to do is go to Run Sign Up and then put in the search bar Donut Dash 2 miler, and it'll come right up.
Right.
You'll get part of that in. Or you can go and check out the Facebook page for Donut Dash 2 miler, and then you can link directly to that from there.
Yeah, it's got the little QR code that's easy.
Yeah, we have the QR code on everything because the website itself, it's www.runsignup. Oh, look, Cliff is writing it on the screen there. So,
how excellent.
So we'll make sure that you get that information. Worst comes to worst, you can call me or email me. For those of you who've known me in the community for years, I have the same email. Yes, it is tothemoon@bellsouth.net, and I've had it for 25 years maybe, because I started it when the kids were little, and I was pushing them on the swing set, and I'd say, how far do you want to go? And they'd say, to the moon, Mommy, to the moon.
Oh, how neat.
So for those of you who think that the to the moon means something to do with the honeymooners, it does not.
Well, now I won't forget your email address.
Yeah, no.
But you're like me. I kept the same email since the first email that I ever had because I don't want to change it, right? It's like your phone number. Once it's out there, it's out there. So.
Exactly. And it's funny because I do have a Gmail. Actually, I have 2 Gmails. But I never use them because I don't check them.
Mm-hmm.
So occasionally I use them for business or something. But both of my kids, who are young adults now, not even young adults, adults now, have said, Mom, go on and join in the modern times and get a Gmail. So, anyhow, the Donut Dash 2-miler at Kaiser University in Port St. Lucie. Did we say the date? We said Father's Day weekend.
Father's Day weekend, but it's specifically June 18th.
Yes.
It's Saturday before Father's Day. So it's a great way. Bring Dad out, take him to dinner. Come do the Donut Dash. Make it a fun night.
It's also a great early Father's Day present because all the dads that come out and register with their families will receive a special gift, and you won't even have to worry about getting them a present. So the Donut Dash will be the present. And, I remember somebody was telling me, we were talking about different events and different gifts, and they were saying that an event, an occasion, an adventure is so much more valuable than a gift that you get and that you may not keep for a long time or that might wear out.
It's creating that memory.
It is. And I know, for example, a few years ago, my daughter bought me Fleetwood Mac tickets for the concert in D.C., so that meant I had to fly up and go with her. So part of the gift was a long weekend with my daughter and her going to the concert with me and some one-on-one time, and and she sang along to all the words with me, and it was so wonderful. And so I know what she's getting me this year because she sent me a text and asked me something about Elvis Costello, and I looked it up, and he is in D.C. So.
The cat's out
anyhow,
of the bag.
No, my expectations are high. Or as
I
Elvis,
hope she listens to your show.
No, she doesn't. Or as Elvis, she's still in D.C. I don't think I know she could listen, but she doesn't. But as Elvis Costello would say, her aim is true. So anyhow, back to the Donut Dash. Fun event. You can register now. You can register online. If you need more information, you can email me or call me. Or, Kaiser has our little postcards out and about too.
We do. We have them on the front desk. They're up there, so you could pop in there at any time. You could ask for me. They know how to get me. Or just grab the flyer. I think you had a good point, though. The Facebook page is probably the easiest way.
Right, because then you could just pull it up on your computer and scan the
Correct.
QR code. QR codes are the most magnificent things in the world.
They are. Make it so simple. But if you are coming out to our open house, Kaiser's open house,
look for the donut.
Look for the donut. That's June 10th, so the weekend before you could have 2 Saturdays at Kaiser University, the 10th and the 18th.
And 2 different types of
totally different events.
So now that we're talking about Kaiser, I think we just have a few more minutes, right, Cliff? Oh, okay. So we got a little bit of time because you have a lot of non-traditional students at Kaiser too. So when we talk about the Kaiser student family,
that is correct. And yes, thanks for bringing that up because our student age demographic I think right now we're sitting around 26 is the average age. So most of our students that are coming into Kaiser are looking for a second career potentially, or maybe they started at a bigger school and didn't do as well, so they come for the little bit more individualized attention. We do things a little differently, a little more unique, a little more hands-on. It's different for a college class not to have large class sizes, right? I mean, I have I have two children. One graduated from Kaiser, one graduated from UCF, and the one at UCF had classes with 1,500 students. You know, and we don't allow that. We are 20 is our average class size. Very hands-on experience, very one-on-one attention.
When you say hands-on, a lot of the medical specialties have you have the equipment right there that
is
they can
correct.
use.
We have mannequins that have your heart attacks and strokes and birth babies, you know, right there in the lab. So
wow.
a lot of lab experience. And another unique opportunity with Kaiser is most of our classes, not all of them. If you're in the nursing program, it's not structured this way, but most of our programs are one class at a time, and your class is only 4 weeks long.
So how does that work? So you register for one class and do nothing but that class for 4 weeks?
Yes and no. So
Okay.
you don't register for just one class. You when you enroll in a program.
Okay.
So you want to go into information technology. So then it's laid out for you for the term of the
Okay.
program. So just like a traditional school where you might take 4 or 5 classes in a semester, we do the same, but you take one in August, one in September, one in October, one in November, one in December. So from August to December, you're finishing 5 classes, however, one at a time, and they're 4 weeks long.
Is this always been the Kaiser way?
It has. It has. And it works really well for our students. They like it. They're not worrying about taking 2 or 3 tests or cramming for 2 or 3 tests or getting projects done, you know.
I like it.
I know,
I think
it's
it would
great.
be great.
It's great, and times vary, but majority of our classes are like an 8 to 1 time frame. Because you are learning a full semester in just 4 weeks. You're sitting in that class a lot longer period of time, or it might be 6 to 10 at night or 2 to 7. You know, it varies based on the program.
Different flexible schedule.
Right.
And you know, I'm the type of person who eats one thing at a time on my plate.
So this would be
So
perfect.
this would suit my
I can't say I do that, but
and then I always save the best for last. So it was a little awkward when my husband and I first were dating, because he would see me saving something for last, and he would think I wasn't going to eat it.
Oh.
And I had to
Fight him for it.
Yeah, have that fork out.
So does that mean sometimes you do dessert first?
Sometimes I do. Sometimes, especially when my husband is either out of town or at a meeting, sometimes I do only dessert.
So donuts could go right in there with your dinner. Breakfast for dinner.
Overall, I do try to eat healthy. And that's, you know, we were talking about on the way here, we were talking about some of your past students. I know Pauline, who graduated from the nutrition program, she's got a little podcast that she does, and she does nutrition counseling. And so when I talk about really about a non-traditional student, you know, Pauline went back to school.
Yes, she did.
When her children were like preteen.
Yes, and she was a fabulous student, and sometimes it's an adjustment when you're going back later to get back into the swing of school. But the way it's laid out and the way our professors are, they're there to see you cross that finish line, which, speaking of, we have graduation on Friday this week, and we'll have 150 or so students crossing the stage. So even though they might have finished with our programs the way they're laid out, some of them, you know, every month we're graduating students basically because we're starting a new class. Monday we start a new class start. So they might have finished back in October, but they're gonna walk Friday night.
Their class.
So with their class, yes. So it's pretty neat.
And of course, if you're listening to this on Saturday morning or Sunday morning, the graduation will have already happened.
Yes, this Friday evening, the 3rd. June 3rd
Yes.
is their graduation.
But you still are in plenty of time to catch the open house, which will be next Saturday,
The
on
10th.
the 10th.
Yes. And I'm actually, as I mentioned earlier in this broadcast, my son graduated from Kaiser University in a degree in criminal justice. degree, and my daughter-in-law, they were not married at the time, but they're since married. She was in our very first BSN cohort, our first group of bachelor degree of nursing, and
So
she
they
is
met at Kaiser?
no, they met
Oh.
out of high school, but
Yeah.
she is working down at St. Mary's in the pediatric trauma unit.
Wow.
So, yeah, we are producing a lot of nurses in this area.
What does your son do with the...
He
Yes.
he is actually, his degree, I spoke incorrectly. His degree is in interdisciplinary studies,
Okay.
which is a very generic
Yeah,
degree,
yeah,
and he
yeah.
did a concentration in criminal justice, as he thought he was going to go into fish and wildlife. That was what he was originally going to do, is become a fish and wildlife officer. But instead, he stayed in that marine world, and he is working down at a marina in Jupiter as a dock master.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes, yeah.
Because I know your whole family loves being out on the water.
We love being on the water,
Yeah,
right? Indeed.
That's great. So anyhow, we just have a couple more minutes. We've talked about a lot of stuff here, but bottom line, we're trying to talk about a race that's being held for charity for Pace Center for Girls and for Kaiser Student Scholarships. And you can still register. You can go online, or you can register in person at Packet Pickup. But if you do, you take the chance that all the spots are going to be filled. So I wouldn't wait till then. I would go ahead and...
Or you won't have the right size for your T-shirt.
Yeah, exactly. But it's going to be a really fun family event, and we'll have the little Munchkins fun run that's immediately before it. But it is a timed 2-mile event. So a lot of times we're keeping it short because it is the summer. It's not starting till 7 p.m. because it is the summer. And it's going to be rain or shine. The donuts might get a little soggy, but hey, it's all in a day's work. And, you know, a lot of time the pattern with the summer rains is that it rains for a little bit at 5 o'clock, and
Correct.
then it's cleared up by 7. So that's
And
why
I think when we did this last time, by 8 o'clock, we were all back and enjoying the awards. And
we were.
Right.
Yeah.
So
And
it's a
this
quick
time
one.
we'll even get to hug.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, and Mallory, I can't say her name. The teenage beauty queen that was there a couple years ago.
yes,
Well, she has
yes.
another crown, Miss South